So Secrets Manager, it's again as a developer, as a DevOps engineer, even as a cloud ops engineer, we get to deal with a lot of secrets. Like when I say secrets, it can be username and password. It can be SSH key. It can be the same what we saw today, right? For the programmatic access, we created access key and secret access key. So those are all also combinations. So credentials, secrets are nothing but to manage security credentials like username and password, access key and secret access key, SSH keys, and so on. Okay, so we can keep adding it. So this is mainly to store it, number one. So we can store the secrets in a secure location, secure vault. So there are quite a lot of other options like you have HashiCorp Vault, or even in AWS itself, you have other services like parameter store. This is part of your systems manager. I will use it in a later session. So you can also use AWS itself has a lot of other services like certificate manager for storing certificate. And similarly, HashiCorp Vault is third party, which is very popular to store the information in a secure vault. So generally, like AWS also has other options. I will explain what is the difference between parameter store and secrets manager. Some people use the parameter store to simplify it. So number one, it is to store the secret. Okay, and then generally as a best practice, customer want to rotate the keys in a regular frequency. Okay, so that also can be enabled with secrets manager. Like it can be 30 days or 60 days or every quarterly, half yearly, or one year, you can rotate the keys. And if whenever you want to retrieve the secret, you can also do the retrieval. And also for higher availability, you can also replicate it to another location, and that options is also there. So mainly to store, rotate, and retrieve the secrets. So this is a managed service. Backend, AWS manages the vault. So they are giving us an option to go and just store the secrets within that. And you can also distribute across multiple account. You can access the secret from different account, different region. You can also replicate it. So generally the problem that comes when during the development is generally the developers, they hard code the credentials, right? That is another very big mistake, right? It's a not a best practice, right? Similarly, they generally store in a file like a cloud operations team or whatever. This is also not a best practice. So storing the credentials and all those things. So without hard coding, without storing in the application or configuration file, we generally store it in the secrets manager, and from the secrets manager we can use it in a particular AWS service or an application and securely handle it. So that's the benefit of AWS Secrets Manager. So you also have additional benefits. So you can encrypt the keys that you are storing here, and behind the scene, encryption is done using key management service. KMS is also needed for that, or you can also use your own keys, customer keys, and do it. And here, when you enable the automatic rotation, so behind the scene, AWS uses Lambda function, and it will go and update the keys, and it will automatically rotate in the destination. Let's say I have an application, and from this application I want to access a database. Let's say this is a typical 2-tier or maybe in 3-tier cases also. You have a web server, from web server to app server to database server. So application server to database, if you want to access it, maybe the database Oracle or MySQL or whatever, it will have its own username and password, right? So that has to be instead of storing it in the application file or configuration file, you can store it in the secrets manager. Similarly, if you want to access using SSH keys or whatever, so that also can be stored here. And let's say if your application one want to talk to application 2 via an API gateway or something like that. So even for that, the API keys also can be stored in the secrets manager. Okay, so either it is application to application or application to database or whatever the SSH related information, keys related information, you can store it and you use it from there. You can also retrieve it whenever you want to do it, and you can also restrict the permission to the secrets manager using IAM. You can provide permission whether they can list or read or write or whether it can modify. All those things can be done, and anything and everything that is done via the secrets manager. For example, if the application is trying to access the database using the secrets manager stored credential. So whenever an application or a user trying to access these things, every single activity will get logged in CloudTrail. So any API call, any user is accessing that key or any application is accessing that particular secret, it will be audited and it will be stored in the CloudTrail. And I will also show you how to replicate the secret. You have an option to go and replicate it across different AWS region for high availability and resilience. And here there is no upfront cost for using the secrets manager. So whatever the number of secrets that you are storing, for per secret there is a charge, and if you are storing API key, and it's based on the number of calls that we make. Maybe I'll show you in the console. It will be much easier to understand. So let's say secrets manager. It's a separate AWS service, so you can clearly see that it is mentioned. They mentioned this is a service which is used for easily rotating, managing, and storing the secrets. Okay, and throughout their life cycle. So here, and I want to store the secret. Okay, whatever things. Okay, so easily rotate. So it helps you protect access to your application, services, and IT resource. You can easily rotate. Okay, the same thing. So standard terms are easy to remember. That's the reason I'm just trying to add it. Okay, store a new secret, or you can go select this and see what are the existing secrets that are stored. So if I click on store a new secret, there are 6 different options, primarily for databases. So you can store credential for RDS database, document DB database, Redshift warehouse. So this is database, this is NoSQL database, this is data warehouse. You can also use external Oracle database or your on-prem database credential. You can also store some of the secret, and you have the option to store the API key, auth token, and so on, SSH keys, and many other things. So primarily it is used for application to database access, and also you can use it for API gateway and federation or other use cases also. Okay, let me try to mention that here. Meanwhile, behind the scene, so we don't have any database, right? Okay, I think we can create a kind of test database quickly. It will take a minute only. So I'll go and create Oracle. No, not Oracle. I will go for RDS. It will take only 1 minute. I will just quickly create an Express database possibly. You have the free tier option. I will show you that. So I can go for MySQL. So if you are creating this option, you are not going to pay anything. You don't have to pay anything. So there is a free tier option. So whenever you create a database, okay, so I will just call it a stand database 01. So you have a username and password. So this is also something you can change, but I'm just going to auto generate or use the master password, something like that. So I can just auto generate it. Okay, you can also allow EC2 connection and other things through role, but for now I'm just going to create it. So once after it is created, you will get the credential on the top once it is created. So here what I have to do is I have to enter that. Oh, I have just closed that. Okay. So I can go to Secrets Manager. Once it is created, I will show you. So to connect to this database, see here, you can see the view connection database option. And only for the first time, you will see the password. Just copy and keep it safely. Okay, just for our understanding, I will just keep it here. I will delete the database anyways. So this password is no more required. So backend, I will just go to this thing and select the option. Now let's see whether the database is listing up currently. It will take some time. Okay, it will take at least a minute. So at a very high level, so I'm going to enter the admin username and the password which I've copied, and I have to select the database once it is available. Okay, we'll just give a minute and then we will close it. Okay, let it go. Meanwhile, we'll see whether there are any other things. So here it is clearly showing no upfront cost. We have to pay per secret and pay per API call pricing. So that is something which you need to be very clear. So I will go and show you that again. Go to the secrets. So I don't want to save this. So I will see the pricing at the bottom here. See, this is the pricing. So if you are storing per secret, it is 40 cents per month. And if you are storing API keys, then it is based on the number of calls that we are making from the application. It's 5 cents for 10,000 API calls. And if you are storing one secret like the username and password, SSH key, for those, it is 40 cents per secret per month. So the number of secrets is increasing, the cost will increase. Okay, so there is a cost for that. And this is like you have 4 main options. You can rotate the secret. You can audit whoever is doing using CloudWatch and CloudTrail. And you have option to use IAM to control who can do what. And this is pay as you go model. Okay, so clearly they are saying it has option directly to MySQL, PostgreSQL, Aurora DB. So that is a use case I'm just going to quickly show now. So once the database available, I will show it. So you can also use it for other auth tokens, API keys. There are quite a lot of options that you can use it for. Fine. So let's see whether the database is ready. It's still creating. Okay, so let me refresh and check. Okay, it's still creating. Meanwhile, we'll complete the slide deck. So it's pay per secret, 40 cents for secret and 5 cents for API calls up to 10,000 API calls, this thing. So in Secret Manager, you can create the secret and store it. You can access it from using the Get Secret API. I'm going to show the link. And you can also rotate the keys based on the schedule frequency that you want to rotate it. And backend, it will create a Lambda function. Lambda function will take care of the rotation, and whatever you are accessing from the secrets manager, all the time, whenever you are going and accessing the API call or accessing that secret, everything will get tracked in CloudTrail. So generally, this is the common, very common 60% of the scenario. We will use it for connecting to database or NoSQL DB or data warehouse or on-prem database. Most of the use cases will be for database credential, storing the database credential, accessing it and rotating it. This is the common scenario that we will use for Secrets Manager. And you can rotate it without any downtime. That's another beauty of it. Second common use case is API keys. Generally, we store the API keys for the SAS, SaaS platform integration. Many of the applications and private partner related integration, they will give us some access token or API key. So generally, we store those API key, those secrets in Secrets Manager, and we try to access the API gateway or third-party SaaS application or third-party integration. Developers will mostly use this Secrets Manager whenever they want to integrate with SaaS platform or marketplace services and so on. So third category, sometimes when your organization have a lot of regions, lot of AWS account, then we also use this for cross account accessing. For example, if you want to do DR activity from one account to another account, so we might have to replicate the content from primary account to secondary account, or primary region to secondary region. So when the replication is configured, so you cannot store that particular secret in a particular file or in a particular plain text, right? Instead, what you can do is the DR tool or the service can access the secret from the secrets manager, and it will take care of the replication and accessing and so on. So we can also use it for cross account or multi region secrets, and this secrets can also be replicated to secondary region. If primary region goes down, the secrets can be retrieved from secondary region also. That rotation is also there. So generally, like, these are the business and technical benefit. So this is very much secure, and you can also encrypt the key that you are storing using KMS, and this can be double encrypted. and this is going to be very much operationally efficiency, because like if you're doing manual rotation, it's going to be too much of manual effort. So Secrets Manager automatically enables Lambda function to rotate the keys in a regular frequency. So it helps you with operational aspects. Developers also can stop juggling the credential files. Instead, they can store it one place and access it. So if you're asking me whether it is compliant with all these compliance aspect, yes. So you can use it for payment card industry, healthcare. You can use it for automobile manufacturing. So you can see it is having the compliance ready. The Secrets Manager is already compliant with SOC level 2, payment card industry PCI, HIPAA for healthcare. So this is already compliant. You can use it for many industry vertical. And this is just for example. Okay, so this is Secrets Manager has quite a lot of other compliance certification as well. So this is comparatively cost effective, but if you're storing too much of secrets, you have hundreds of database, then definitely there will be some amount, and you need to tell the business owner that for storing the secret there is a cost associated with this. So as a developer, as a DevOps engineer, we need to be very careful whenever we are handling the secrets or credential. Don't store it in the application code or configuration file, or don't embed the secret in GitHub or any other location. Even sometimes when the cloud operations team creates, the project team creates the image, the AMI, sometimes they also add the credential in the image itself. So also stop that. If you're a DevOps engineer, sometimes I see people adding the credentials in the pipeline and storing it in the file, configuration file. So also avoid that. Sometimes people make that mistake. They add the credential secrets in the Swagger file, and sometimes that will become escalated. So always use Secrets Manager. Don't store the secrets or credentials in the configuration file or the application code itself. Don't reuse the same secret across multiple application. Always create a separate credential, separate secret, and store it in Secrets Manager. And don't give wildcard permission. Give whatever permission that is needed to access the secret and use it in the application. You can use IAM permission to restrict that particular aspect. So always keep it. So on the left, we have the do's. Use unique secret for each and every application for database. Always enable automatic rotation wherever it is supported, and use IAM policies to provide least privilege access. And by default, CloudTrail and GuardDuty can be integrated, and you can also enable key management service to encrypt the secrets that are stored here. Okay, so that is the best practice here. So I'll come back again on the key takeaway. So now the database available. So you go to the Secrets Manager, go to the secrets, store a new secret. You can select if it is for RDS or document DB or Redshift. You can select whichever is the right option. Enter the credential. Okay, and then store the password. I think I copied the wrong one. Now I think I added something else. Let me change it. And then I can see, this is where you can encrypt the key that you are storing. By default, this is using the AWS default key. You can also use your own key. I will explain about KMS tomorrow. And if you don't want, you can also just change it. Okay, if you want to add a new key, which is customer managed key, you have the option to do that. See, now the database is getting listed. So it is just created now, and I can just select the database. And this credential, whatever we are storing in Secrets Manager, is now encrypted, and you are also selecting which database can be accessed using that credential. Click on next, and here you can add the indication. This is for to access, maybe I will just say stand db01 or whatever, and I can enter the description so that whoever is going through the secrets cleanup or whatever, they know why they have created and for which application, which team has created. So all the tags will be added. This is for which business unit, which department, and what database. All those tagging can be added, and you can also restrict the resource permission. What are the things that we can do, and from which account we can access it. We can add a resource control policy to restrict from where this particular secrets can be accessed. So this is where you can go and replicate the secrets to another region. So if you want to add it, add another region, like select, let's say Hyderabad or something, and you can just select and replicate it. You can replicate the secret and store it. Sometimes this is for DR purpose, high availability purpose, and also you can use it if you have application one running from both the locations, both the regions. You can use the same secret replicated there also, and you can map it in that rotation, I mean the region. So this is an optional thing, but still this is a best practice. You can rotate the secret, and whenever you are configuring the rotation, see here they are giving a default rotation policy, but you can just change it. So you can change it every 6 weeks or every 3 months. We need to rotate it. You can just give every 30 days or 60 days. So based on whatever the organization policy, you can select the schedule rotation. See, behind the scene, what it will do is it will create a Lambda function to take care of this rotation and updation. Okay, and also you can see that it is creating a default IAM role to create the permission. So I can just change it. Okay, so let me rotate it. Okay, that's fine. I can click on next. So it's asking for a name for the Lambda function. This is to rotate.
Start one. Sorry. Rotate means what it will do. After that, it will expire or.
Your audio is maybe your mic is misplaced. Possibly you just adjust your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, your audio is clear now.
Yeah. Rotation means will it expire after that or what it will happen?
No, see, generally, this Lambda function is going to do the rotation on your behalf, and then it will update the secret in the secrets manager. So behind the scene, see, without Lambda function also, you can manually go and update it. But this is going to be automatic rotation every 3 months or what. See, you can do it in every single day also. You can also update it every 8 hours or whatever the frequency based on the criticality of the application. So see, it's not going to be, there is not going to be downtime. It's going to update behind the scene. Okay, so whenever there is a new key that is updated, it's going to fetch and update it. You can also do it from another account. Also, you can do it if your application and database is in two different accounts. And if you are having multiple credential, you can also rotate one after another in a different frequency. For example, if you are rotating this key today, the secondary key can be rotated tomorrow, or maybe if you're rotating the first key on first Monday, second key can be rotated on second Monday. So sometimes you might have option to have multiple keys, multiple redundant options also can be configured here. So this is an optional step, but yeah, it's a good practice. Instead of manually rotating the keys and updating it manually, it's because people will forget sometimes, and then if the key gets expired, see, generally the key expiry is configured on the destination side, on the database side, DynamoDB side, or on the API gateway side. So which is something you can correlate and update it here on the secrets manager also. See, once it is all done, you can see that you get the sample code to add it in your SDK, or let's say if you have a Python program or a Java program or a Ruby program. So it supports quite a lot of options here. You can see almost 8 different programming languages are there. So what you have to do is, if it is a Java application, you just have to copy this syntax. The application team, the developer will copy this, and then they will use this secret name string to access the secret stored here. Similarly, if it is a Python application, the developer will copy this, and then behind the scene, this will come and access the secret from here, and it will retrieve the username and password before it can access the database. So it's just a matter of for the developers, they just have to copy this piece of code and add it in their application code. Okay, so there are quite a lot of options that are given here. Even there are other programming that you can select. So based on the custom option. So by default, if you go to the SDK client, you can see the code readily available for 7 different commonly used or 8 different commonly used programming language. You can also use it for different AWS applications also, like EKS, Lambda, and other CloudFront and so on. So if I just store it, it will go and store it. Now for this secret, I have to pay 40 cents per month. Okay, so this is how you can store and access the key from the application using that code, and backend it will go and connect to the database. So this is how you can use it. You can also see the sample code here. If you click on the view details, it will also give more details here, the encryption secret name. And if you want to change the rotation, or if you want to configure version control, if you want to retain some of the previous ones, you can also do it. And if you want to configure replication later also, you can also replicate. Currently it is disabled. If I want to replicate to another region, let's say a different location, a different AWS location, I can also select and start replicating it. and you can have a copy in a secondary location also. So this is a very good feature that most of the developers use to connect to the backend database or API gateway and other stuffs. And the beauty of it is you are centralizing all the secrets that you are using across all the applications and accounts in a single location. And you can also use automation, like that's what we saw now, right? You can rotate the credential using this lambda driven rotation instead of doing a manual work. So toil is nothing but manual work. Okay, so you are doing the repetitive task again and again manually. That's what we call it as toil. And if you are manually entering it, sometimes human error will also happen. So instead, this lambda function will go and retrieve the password and store it. And you can also replicate and store it across different geographical region and access it. So Secrets Manager is heavily used by the application development team and DevOps team for securely connecting and using your credentials for accessing the backend systems. Okay, so Secrets Manager we have covered today. So KMS also we had a plan to cover today, but I think we are already over time. We will discuss about KMS and encryption tomorrow. So with that, we are almost done with module 2. We have got only one topic left. And once after we complete KMS, we'll start discussing the module 3, which is EC2. So any questions on what we have discussed today? You can ask any questions on IAM, AWS CLI, or even if you want to have questions on Secrets Manager, please do ask. Hope I'm audible, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So in the Secrets Manager, there was a option called a single user and alternating user.
Okay, so yeah,
So
multiple.
what is that?
Yeah, so there are certain cases where the application might have different credential to access different databases, like within the application, like let's say microservices or such cases, there might be certain modules which are accessing different backend DynamoDB or databases and so on. So there are use cases I can try and retrieve, but yeah, so in such cases, we might have to provide multiple credentials, multiple users access to access particular service. Let me just. So any other question from anyone?
San,
Yeah.
Nanda here. I have a couple of questions. One is related to the audit trail. Whatever activities that we have, creating a user, providing access, all those things, is is that getting recorded? How we can actually retrieve those info?
Oh,
And
one
second
second.
query,
No, no, come one second, Nanda. I'll just complete the first one. So you are saying like you want to retrieve the credential again. That's what you asked, right?
no, whatever
Uh,
admin has performed an activity like creating a user,
uh-huh.
enabling access,
Mhm.
kind of an audit trail. What
It's there, right? Last week we discussed about CloudTrail. So CloudTrail is where it gets tracked all the activities that we perform, all the like if you go to the dashboard here, you will see the list of default event history, and you can see that whatever we have started doing now, right? So now I have just created some secrets, and you can just see what I have stored. I have configured the rotation, and similarly, like okay, lambda function creation backend. So we created a database. So you can see whatever all the activities, right? Creating the log group, even the creation of users, creation of S3 bucket. So everything is getting tracked here. If you're, I mean, I started a EC2 instance just now. Yeah,
I got it, Stan.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
do we know which all services that they consumed related to the chargeable?
Okay, so that is something we can see in the billing. I will explain about billing related conduction a little later. So if you go to billing and cost management, you will see which services are free, which one are being chargeable, right? And so here you will start seeing those summary related details. So as on date, which are the services which are attracting cost and which are the ones which are not. See, for example, here I could see there are a couple of services that have already started getting into the category of cost. You will see exact service and which service is costing how much and all those things.
Got it, Stan. No, why I ask both the questions is,
Mhm,
if in case I want to know if somebody enables any cost associated services
mhm,
or something, I need to have. I mean, my manager requires a email or information
mhm.
that gives that detail. So, can that be automated so that when any chargeable service has been activated,
Mhm. Okay.
so my manager is notified with those information, something like that.
Okay, see, we can do that. There is a concept called automation and SNS topic integration, through which we can track certain logs, certain trail. Let's say the cloud trail is tracking all the activities, right? And from the cloud trail, we can create an event that will capture certain specific set of tasks. Let's say someone is creating an advanced level service or cost consuming service, and you can filter that particular event, and whenever that event is logged in the cloud trail, let's say lambda function, or you can use different option that will continuously monitor certain event. If there is a new event call creating high cost service, let's say for example, okay, so it has seen that someone has tried creating that, this lambda function will fetch that information, and it will send a SNS topic notification via SMS or email or whatever you want. You can do it. So it's a multiple step. So you have to spend some time to do it. Let's say creating that particular service is a API call, right? Creating that high cost service is a API call.
Got
Okay.
it, Stan. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I think you got it right. Okay, yeah. So high cost service. Okay, so this will be tracked by a lambda function, let's say. So lambda function will track what? It will track the CloudTrail event or CloudWatch something, CloudWatch event, right? Same. And then this based on the event, when that event happens, it will use SNS or SES or whatever to send the notification to the particular distribution list or a particular individual. Okay, so yeah, that can be done. I can do it later. Okay, so now I think Archana, you asked about that single user and other things. I will capture that here so that it's so. See, single user is generally it refers to one IAM role or user, right? And they will be allowed to access the secret. Okay, sometimes some application or some configuration might need multiple users or roles access the same secret. So for example, there will be multiple development teams from different organization. Let's say one application is developed by a group of developers from same company, different business unit, different company, different organization, something like that, right? So they want to have shared access. Okay, so in that case, we can select which are the IAM roles, which are the different stuffs that are accessing it. So if it is only one application accessing one secret, it is single. Okay, if there is a multi-user scenario or multiple business unit, multiple companies, multiple people are involved in a kind of team-based environment or collaborated backend environment, you can use this multiple user concept. So if there is more than one user or one role being trying to access the secret, you can use the multiple user option. More people,
Yeah.
you need strong governance, right? So that's the reason we generally select that the secret is going to be used by multiple user.
Okay. Okay.
So in other words, it's a shared secret across multiple teams, multiple groups, or multiple services.
Okay, Stan. Yeah, and one more thing.
Yeah.
Regarding the CLI,
Mhm.
like we can able to, for example, create a bucket or a user in CLI as well as in the GUI.
Mhm.
What is the main usage that we need to go for CLI in this case?
See, CLI's primary purpose is automation. Okay, so let's say when you are a DevOps engineer. Okay, and if you are trying to use a, let's say, trigger through a pipeline to create something. Okay, and then behind the scene, this instruction cannot be done through the GUI. Okay, so you cannot do the console-based activities if you are trying to do automation or from a pipeline. So behind the scene, this pipeline will go and trigger the AWS CLI command, the list of command, and create the services. Okay, so if you are a DevOps engineer, then the pipeline will 100% use the CLI. Or if you are an automation engineer, let's say you are creating a script. Okay, that script can contain only AWS commands. Okay, it cannot have GUI option, right? So any automation you think about, either as a cloud ops engineer, as a DevOps engineer, without CLI, you cannot do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you want to create some multiple S3 buckets or
Yeah,
multiple things, we can automate it.
True. Yeah. So even, for example, if you want to do some scheduling, or if you want to do some bulk, as you said, bulk resources creation, or if you want to do a batch user creation, let's say,
Jobs.
yeah, batch jobs and CI/CD deployment. See, these are all very common use case. So CI/CD is very common. 100% in CI/CD deployment, CLI is used. And if you want to create a bulk, as you said, either objects or resources or services, then CLI is needed. And if you want to do some scheduled things like backups or automated patching or whatever scenario you want to enable, for which CLI is 100% needed, right? And let's say if you want to do some batch jobs, that is also dependent on AWS CLI.
Okay, Stan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure, Archana.